Time for you to go beast mode. King of the jungle, cause you're an animal. Time for you to go overload. Eat your competition alive, cause you an animal. What's my competition? Only me. Go head to head with my enemies and smashing the smithereens. Calisthenics burning calories. Bring that fire ready to blow up. Now we're the kerosene. You're a fighter, you're a fighter. Never gonna give up, never gonna back down. Get up, get up, get up, get up.
Welcome into the Friday Night Blitz. Nick Luttrell, Tyler Cass. Tyler, a little over halfway through the high school football season. It's finally at least starting to feel like fall a little bit.
It's week 6. Yeah. I'll take what I can get as far as the dropping temperatures. The games, though, man, they just ramp up and up.
Yeah, they continue to go up, and that's what makes this show so exciting.
That's right. We got conference seeding, playoff seeding, all of that is starting to come into the picture. But in our game of the week, even more on the line. A trophy. That's right, we're playing for a trophy here in week 6. It's Conway and Cabot. It's called the Centennial Bank Bowl. The trophy itself weighs 320 pounds. I can verify I tried to move it even on wheels tonight. It didn't go anywhere. All right, enough about that. To the football, the thing that matters. Here come the Wampus Cats, 4-1 on the season. Cabot 1-4, but they've played one of the toughest schedules in the state. You don't want to overlook them. Here comes Trey Harris, though. 4 legs to run at the speed of light. He only needs 2, and they're just going to keep feeding Trey. First down after first down, and then, well, if it ain't broke, here we go. Another run play, almost the exact same thing, different guy though. Carter Crow waltzes into the end zone, 7-0 Wampus Cats. All right, here comes Cabot. Cooper Powell working his way through defenders for a first down, and then sets up a play action, and yeah, set up indeed. Why not? Maddox McCrory, Aeneas Arnold. We got a tie ball game. Here comes Ryder Cook, though, looking deep. They're going to get a pass interference, and that's a big one. Moves the ball deep into Cabot territory, and then Cook to Cambrian Blackman for the touchdown to put Conway back on top, and they'd never look back. 57-28, the Wampus Cats take this one.
All right, let's go down a peg to the Class 6A level. 2 high-powered offenses squaring off between Benton and Sheridan. Both teams wanting to bounce back after losing last week. Let's check it out. Second play from scrimmage. Zay Stevens, one of the top backs in the state. Blink and you'll miss it, and he's gone 80 yards to the house. That makes the score 8-0 after that. Yellow Jackets coming back a couple plays later. It's the Benton Panthers' Drew Davis. The Panthers finding Corey Anderson for the score. Deficit cut to 1. Panthers trying to hang around with a really good Sheridan team. The very next play from scrimmage, insert the backup quarterback, Easton Barksdale. He tosses a beauty to Dylan Smith. Smith, he turns on the Jets 16-7. Is Sheridan going to pull off this upset? Let's find out next possession. Using the legs this time is Drew Davis, 16-14 now. Sheridan. Yellow Jackets would later lead 22-17. That's about all the fun that the Panthers would allow in this one. Davis going deep to the fantastic Will Carter. Carter scores, makes a great move. That gives Benton the lead. And a few minutes later, this is not a replay here. Davis doing the exact same thing, but to the other side, to Easton Snellings. Drew Davis had 8 touchdowns on the night. Benton absolutely dominated. They put up 84, 86 points on a really good Sheridan team. 87-42, the final score.
That feels fake, Nick. I don't know. They had 45 points after the first quarter, 60-second halftime. All right, to Pulaski Academy. Bruins hosting Bryant first quarter. PA with the ball, not for long. Terrian Jones climbs the ladder, gets the interception, and Bryant already deep in PA territory. Good thing. Kyler Shelby to Kamari Austin. Beautiful little bit of pitch and catch there. It's already 14-0 Bryant. All right, usually when I show you a punt, it's because of the return, but check this out. Bad snap, but Grayson King fields it, finds room, and uncorks a beauty of a punt. That's right, this is a pure punt highlight, but that could have been a disaster. Instead, it's down just in front of the 20-yard line. PA, though, 3rd and long. Aaron Orgel to Bryce Kittens pick up a big 3rd down, and then the good thing they kept this possession alive. A couple plays later, Orgel to Mason Greathouse to the house. It's 14-6. That was the score at halftime, but the depth of Bryant just chips away at you. The Hornets win 48-14.
All right, Lake Hamilton taking on Van Buren. We start in the second half. Van Buren driving Hayden Williford, finding Aiden Laxton. That put them in the red zone. Next play, Hayden Christenberry punches it in for the Pointers. They were up 27-0. Tough day for Lake Hamilton. They want to go away here in the second half. Jace Bohannon to DJ Wilson. Wilson gets the first down. A little later, Bohannon again through the air, finding another guy. He gets inside, nearly inside the red zone. Takes a big hit, was Carson Jackson. And then Lake Hamilton's turn to punch it in. Coy Archery with the score there. Wolves get on the board, but it wouldn't be enough. They fall to Van Buren 36-7, the final score.
All right, that was just a small taste of what we got in store for you on the Friday Night Blitz. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll head out to Greenbrier and beyond, where the Friday Night Blitz continues.
You're watching Friday Night Blitz on THV 11. Go Panthers!
Welcome back to the Friday Night Blitz, and we talked about it. It's week 6 of the regular season. They play to week 10 of the regular season. So conference titles not mathematically on the line tonight, but if you look at the schedules, they might be in some places, and I think that's the case in our next game.
Yeah, a lot of really big games, especially at the Class 5A level. Farmington, a team up in Northwest Arkansas that was in the state championship last year, but can they get back to that point? That's the big question, and can they do it? It would start with a big win tonight over Greenbrier. We sent Carter Threet to Greenbrier. That's where we found him.
4-1 Farmington, 5-0 Greenbrier, and I gotta tell you, if you like offense, then you are gonna love these highlights. Let's check them out. The Greenbrier Panthers playing host to the Farmington Cardinals tonight. These two are the class of the 5A, and Farmington quarterback Aiden Lester, well, he might be the class of the 5A too, because that is a dime to Brady Richards to give Farmington the early 7-0 lead. But Greenbrier's Jack Palmer, he's not bad himself. Gonna roll out, find Salter Mahan. Nobody's catching Mahan. It is 7-7, and there's a lot more where that came from. Next play, taking it himself, it's Aiden Lester. Two Greenbrier defenders hit each other, and neither one of them hits Lester. He's going to take it all the way. Takes a hit at the end there, but it's 14-7 Cardinals. Coming back now, Greenbrier fools me on the play action, and then Trendon Mosley fools his defender with the juke. That was nice, and it was all he needed to make it 14-all. The Greenbrier faithful like what they see, but they're not going to like this. We got to get a defense highlight in here, right? Can't let the offense have all the fun. So Jack Palmer's going to roll out, throw end zone, intercepted. Farmington's Bryce Thompson's going to take that one. Thrown down out of bounds, but big defensive play. But then this, a momentum changer right before half. Palmer hits Trendon Mosley again. Touchdown Greenbrier, and they would keep it up. Final score, Panthers 48, Cardinals 38.
Thank you, Carter. All right, out to Warriorville. Little Rock Christian playing host to Little Rock Central. We got some trickeration here. Tristan Watson going to pass back to the quarterback. Kemp Keller in the end zone. 7-0 Little Rock Christian. Why not? All right, now they can do it the newfangled way. They can do it the old-fashioned way. Next drive, they just hand it off to Jackson Ward, and he goes through a big hole, 45 yards for the end zone. 14-0 Warriors. All right, now Central got to punt out of their own end zone. It's a high snap, an even higher punt. Oh no, is there wind? Is there backspin? Oh gosh, would have been a beautiful chip from about 5 yards off the green. Instead, it's a Little Rock Christian punt return for a touchdown where the ball was in the air longer than it was in anyone's hands. There's a lot of, I got words for that one. Crazy indeed. All right, into the second quarter now. Kemp Keller to Pierre Pickens. Alliteration abounds for another touchdown, and Little Rock Christian rolls to a 41-7 win.
All right, let's go back to the Class 5A. Undefeated Searcy taking on Jacksonville at Jacksonville. How about the start for the Titans? Bryson Ballou to Keyshawn Glenn. 7-0 Jacksonville. They take an early lead a little bit later. Titans do a little ring around the rosy. I think we've seen the Chiefs do this at the NFL level. And a little trickeration themselves. Matthew Goldberry to Ballou again. Back to Glenn again. Glenn, can he get the score? Not quite, but he does get inside of 10.
Play part of the season. I love it.
I love the trick plays. And then that allows for RB1 Mike Mathis to go to work. He powers it in for the touchdown. 17-0 Jacksonville. Lions on upset alert? Not yet. Searcy on the offensive attack. Jackson Smith, he finds for the score. That was Searcy's first touchdown of the night. And yeah, that woke them up after that for the Lions. They dominated in the second half. They avoid the upset. They stay undefeated, 48-27, the final score.
All right, let's head to the northeast corner of the state. Little Rock Catholic making the trip to take on Jonesboro. Second quarter, we're scoreless, but Phillips Blair takes it himself, and the Rockets, down 3-0, now on top 7-3. But then Jonesboro's Asa Myers hands it off to Deshaun Jackson for a go-ahead score, and well, Jonesboro just doesn't look back from there. Catholic goes on the road and falls 31-14.
And a friendly reminder for the most up-to-date high school football scores. You can text us at 501-376-1111. All you got to do is text the word scores, and we will give you said scores. Ask and you shall receive. Once again, text that number 501-376-1111. Certainly a big one tomorrow afternoon. I mean, they're all big, but there are just so many unknowns with this one, so we'll see what happens.
7 games left in the Razorback season. Bobby Petrino trying to earn his way back to that head coach title. We'll see how it shakes out tomorrow, 3:15 in the afternoon for the game, and then join us back here at 10 p.m. on THV 11 for Hog Zone, followed immediately by Hog Zone with Locked On Razorback.